I'd like to say all praises to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone. Honor to all the brethren out here doing the work in the will of the Father in truth and sincerity. Alright, so before we get into the video, go straight to the scriptures. And we're going to Joel chapter 3, verse 1. For behold, in those days and in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem, I will also gather all nations, and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat, and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and have parted my land. So what we have going on is the beginning, well, not even the beginning. We're in the midst of World War III, which is known as the Valley of Jehoshaphat, the gathering of troops. And why is this happening? Because of all these heathen nations that had part in the scattering of the Most High's heritage, his people, which are Israel, which are you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Verse 3, and they have cast lots for my people, and have given a boy for an harlot, and sold a girl for wine that they might drink. So the Most High is on his way, and the Most High is stirring up the minds of these nations, these heathens, to go into battle, and to cause these heathens to go into battle. Skipping down to verse 9. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up, beat your plowshares into swords, and your pruning hooks into spears, let the weak say I am strong. The Most High is telling these stirring up the minds and telling these heathen nations to prepare for war. Forget about agriculture. Stick your money into your war stocks, into your weaponry. Say you are strong. Verse 11. Assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down. O Lord, let the heathen be wakened, and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat, for there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. So that's what's going on. When you watch the news, as we're about to watch a media clip, and it goes into how all these heathen nations are getting in position for what? For the valley of Jehoshaphat, for World War III. Verse 13. Put ye in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe. Come, get you down, for the press is full. The fats overflow, for the wickedness is great. Multitudes in the valley of decision. For the day of the Lord is near, the valley of decision. Exactly. So like I said, World War III is already here, man. It's time. Decision time is coming. And the Most High, whom the world ignorantly calls God, which his name is Yahweh, and his son, whom the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, which his name is Yahweh Shai, they're on their way, and what the world knows as UFOs. But his children that's in the know, that we know that those ships are the chariots of Israel. Going to Ezekiel. Chapter 38. Starting at verse 2. Son of man, set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, and prophesy against him. What you know is, and what that's talking about is what you know as of today as Russia. And say, thus saith the Lord God, behold, I am against thee, O Gog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal. So the Most High is against Russia. I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth, and all thy army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords. So the Most High is controlling the minds of the Russian government. So everything that Russia is doing, setting up, and providing for war is because of the Most High. And who's going to be with Russia? Persia, Ethiopia, and Libya with them, all of them with shields and helmets. So the Most High is controlling the minds of all these different governments, setting them up for war, setting them up for the valley of Jehoshaphat. Verse 6, Gomer and all his bands, the house of Tamar, of the north quarters and all his band, and many people with thee, be thou prepared, and prepare for thyself, thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them. So Russia is guarding all these countries. So when you're looking at the news and the Russia keeps coming at America because America trying to start all these little wars like they do, to come in and take over people's resources. Russia is guarding these several countries to make sure they're not taken advantage of. And doing so, that's going to lead into World War III. And that's why you see all these chess pieces moving in that area. All right, so let's go to the video and let's see what's going on.
Allies as well. It appears that the only recourse Iran has, short of armed conflict, is closing the Strait of Hormuz as they've threatened to do. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, that would be armed conflict. I mean, how are they going to close the Straits of Hormuz except with armed action by Iran? And that, of course, will produce a response. And I don't rule out that that's exactly what's intended here, to tighten the screws so much that the Iranians do something that we can go, aha, then and then respond militarily ourselves, and then we're off to the races.
Kuwait's not happy about it. They're already speaking up about it.
But remember, I think there's a distinction, though, between tightening the financial screws on, for example, withdrawing these waivers and, quote, closing the strait. In words, we're going to take American ships and prevent physical action, as they say, kinetic, and that means military.
Right. And so Iran's economy is threatened to shrink by another 6% this year alone and hit 40% inflation. So the other side of this is Saudi Arabia. IMF's projections say they will grow this year. They were projecting initially a little tightening in Saudi Arabia's economy, but instead, with these recent announcements, Saudi Arabia seems like they're going to rebound. The Saudis say they need oil to be at $85 a barrel in order to balance their budget. Is there any coincidence here?
Well, look, Manila, we can't do enough for Saudi Arabia because it's such a nice, liberal, tolerant, democratic country in contrast to Iran. So why not do some favors for some nice fellows like this? That number sounds a little high to me, to tell the truth. I mean, the 85 that they needed the price to be that high to break even. I mean, I think they can be profitable and much lower than that. But it is useful to them, no question. If they want to take advantage of it, I'm sure they will.
Yeah, they picked 85 as a nice round number because I'm sure it'll help close up the gaps a lot faster.
We can't do enough for our friends. That's the important thing.
That's right. Now, listen to this. I want you to listen to Iran's Foreign Minister Javad Zarif for his take on who's behind all of these recent moves.
But why is it that they are obsessed with Iran in the interest of the B team? Just look at it. B team is not a slogan. B team is pushing U.S. policy towards a disaster.
Tell me again who's in the B team.
Bibi, Bolton, bin Zayed, bin Salman.
All right, Jim. I mean, I didn't say it. The foreign minister said it. I didn't.
Getting back to the scriptures. Headed to Jeremiah. chapter 49. Verse 20. Behold, he shall come up like a lion from the swelling of Jordan against the habitation of the strong. But I will suddenly make him run away from her. And who is a chosen man that I may appoint over her? For who is like me? And who will appoint me the time? And who is that shepherd that will stand before me? Therefore hear the counsel of the Lord that he hath taken against Edom. Who is Edom? The so-called white man. And his purposes that he hath proposed against the inhabitants of Teman. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. And who is the least of the flock? Those so-called Jews that's over in our land. All right? Which they are nothing but Edomites. So that's who's going to draw America in. That's who's going to draw America out. As you just heard the guy say, the B team, he calls it. BB, which is Netanyahu. All right, Bolton, which he's with America. I forgot his position in the government. And the other cracker, I forgot his name. That's with the U.S. government. As you heard the Iranian guy speaking on who's the cause of all this war taking place, or all these different problems that's taking place. So that's who's going to bring America into this World War III, man. All right, those so-called Jewish people, which they are Edomites. All right, claiming to be Jews, which they are nothing but the synagogue of Satan. So surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Surely he shall make their habitations desolate with them. So the land of Israel gonna get bombarded with missiles, just like the United States is gonna get bombarded with missiles, man. Thus says the Most High, man. Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. So that's what's getting ready to take place. Going to Isaiah. Isaiah chapter 14. Starting at verse 9. Hell from beneath is moved for thee to meet thee at thy coming. It stirreth up the dead for thee, even all the chief ones of the earth. It have raised up from their thrones all the kings of the nations. Exactly. So all these different nations are rising up against America, which is Babylon the Great, and against those fake ass Jews that's in our land. All they shall speak and say unto thee, art thou also become weak as we? Art thou become like unto us? Thy pomp is brought down to the grave, and the noise of thy vows. That's right. The pomp, the power of America is being brought down to the grave, and their voice, which is the noise of their vows. All right. No longer do these other nations listen to what America has to say anymore. It was a time where if America said something, those nations got right in line and did what America said. Now, these nations question everything. And half of these nations don't even listen, are scared anymore of America. The worm is spread under thee, and the worm cover thee. And what is the worm? What does the worm do? When it's underground, it breaks up the ground. All right, that's why you have all these bad infrastructures over here in America, man. The worm is spread. The worm is spread under this place. All right, it's covering this place. This place called America, man, which is Babylon the Great. This place is falling apart, man. Infrastructure is grade F. I guarantee you. Verse 12. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? Yeah. How you Edomites about to fall from y'all heaven, man? O Lucifer, you light bearers, all right? You elite of the so-called Edomites. And why are you the light bearers? Because you got all this information, man. Y'all got y'all libraries, man. You got your Vatican City, man, that keeps all the history books, man. You know what's going on here. You know all the history. You can shine light on what's about to happen. You know everything that's about to happen. Y'all read these scriptures. Y'all got all the works of our people, man, that y'all stole, man. Y'all got all the artifacts. So how art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? Yeah, how you white people about to fall from heaven, you Edomites, you elite. How art thou cut down to the ground, which did weakest the nations? For thou hast said in thy heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of God. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation and the sides of the north. Yeah, this is what y'all said, man. This is what you Edomites said and did, you elite. All right. Y'all are the ones that came against God's chosen. Y'all are the ones that stolen all of the artifacts, all of the hidden knowledge, mysteries of the Israelites. Y'all are the ones that's sitting in the north, which is North America, among the amount of the congregation, which are the Israelites. Verse 14, I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. Exactly. And you have ascended among the clouds with your space station. All right. You are trying to be like the Most High, making all your laws, going against the laws of the scriptures, painting your images in our book, saying that you are the Most High, and saying that Christ, that white meat Jesus, is the Most High Son. Verse 15, yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the side of the pit. Exactly. And that's what's about to happen, man. That's why this World War III is about to happen. This is y'all alarm clock to be waking up to go down into hell, which is slavery, to the pit. All right, it's time for you to drink of the cup of affliction. Going to Job chapter 18, starting at verse 5. Yeah, the light of the wicked shall be put out. Exactly. You Edomites' light about to be put out, and you heathens, and all the rest of you other heathens. And the spark of his fire shall not shine. The light shall be dark in his tabernacle, and his candle shall be put out with him. Exactly. Y'all are, it's about to be a going out of cell sign for you Edomites and you heathen nations. All y'all about to be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit. Verse 7, the steps of his strength shall be straightened, and his own counsel shall cast him down. Exactly. That counsel that you had with these heathen nations, they're about to cast you down. And your steps are about to be impoverished, poor. That's why America is falling. That's why Babylon the Great is falling, man. The steps of your strength is weak now. It's straightened. Which that word straightened means impoverished and poor. And that's exactly what Babylon the Great is. That's why there's no work out here for people. That's why people struggling. That's why the infrastructure is grade F. Verse 8. For he is cast into a net by his own feet, and he walketh upon a snare. Exactly. The Most High has laid this cast. The Most High has laid this net upon you. The Most High has laid this snare upon you, you so-called white man, you Edomites, your whole nation. All right, your government, your elite, y'all caught up in the snare, man. And the Most High has created it, man. He's playing chess while y'all was playing checkers. Verse 9, the jinn shall take him by the heel, and the robber shall prevail against him. The snare is laid for him in the ground, and a trap for him in the way. Terror shall make him afraid on every side, and shall drive him to his feet. Exactly. And that's what's going on. You fall into a booby trap. You so-called Edomites and the rest of you nations. All of this is just a booby trap, a setup. All right, a snare to get all y'all trapped up in it. And terrorists gonna be on every side. And that's what it's coming to. World War III. Let's get back to the video.
I need to say it. What do you think is the B team's ultimate goal here? Just flat out open warfare? What?
I think if they can get a regime change without warfare, that would be preferable. But one way or the other, they want to change the government in Tehran, and they are willing to go to war if that's what it takes. I can't disagree with the man. I mean,
right.
and by the way, he's also said he thinks that Trump wants to talk. Now,
right.
What good are talks now anyway? We pulled out of the JCPOA.
Yeah,
can anybody trust any agreement we sign anyway? But he thinks Trump wants to talk, but the B team doesn't want to talk.
Bolton and Pompeo are not going to let him do that, are they?
Pompeo would be the P team, I guess.
Yeah, BP team?
Yeah, BP. Like BP, it's a different company.
Another oil company,
yes.
but that's a different story.
But the point being is that look, we don't have, and as I've said before, we don't have an America First policy that we were promised. I voted for.
Right.
We have an Israel and Saudi Arabia First policy. They're calling the shots. You can throw in the UAE on the side there as well.
Yeah.
Trump has the team that he has, and I think they're calling the shots. Now, does he have enough restraint to say, I won't make that extra step. I won't go beyond a certain line that could be not only a disaster for the world, but even maybe more important to him, a disaster for him politically.
He did that with North Korea, right? His advisors didn't want him to do it. He went and did it anyway, so maybe he'll do the same here.
Except look how the same advisors have managed to throw a monkey wrench into North Korea. Look what happened at the Hanoi summit.
As you've said before, the swamp has taken over again.
The swamp has taken over, and I think that's why, back to North Korea, that's why we see Kim going to meet with Mr. Putin, because you can't really talk to the Americans, it seems.
All right, as always, appreciate your insights and expertise here. Jim Jatras, thank you.
Thank you. Hey,
So yeah, World War III is here, man. Right upon. And as the scripture says, as soon as the World War III hit, guess who else going to be here? Who the world Italy calls God and Christ and Jesus. They're going to be here too. Alright? Which God's name is Yahweh. And Christ's name is Yahweh Shai. So at that very moment, they're going to be on the scene too. So, let's, let me see. I'm going to go back to 49, Jeremiah chapter 49. Because I'm going to show you that they're going to be on scene too. I think it's Jeremiah chapter 49. Let me make sure. Yep, it's Jeremiah chapter 49. So let's go back to Jeremiah chapter 49 real fast before I end this video. Because like I said, Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shai gonna be on scene at the same time during this World War III. Everything gonna happen, man. And you know, shit's finna speed up around here. It's gonna get crazy. It's about to get crazy out here. Alright, so this Jeremiah 49. Going back to we'll start back at 20. Alright, we'll start at 20. Jeremiah chapter 49, verse 20. Therefore hear the Lord, Salakia. Therefore hear the counsel of the Lord that he have taken against Edom. And who is Edom? The so-called white man. And his purposes that he have proposed against the inhabitants of Teman, the so-called white man. Surely the least of the flock, Israel, which is the so-called white man, those fake-ass Jews that's in our land. Surely the least of the flock, so surely the Jewish shall draw them out. So who's going to draw out America? Who is America going to help? Israel. That's who's going to bring them into this third world war, man. Surely he shall make their habitation desolate with them. That's what's going to get America destroyed, as well as the land of Israel. That's going to be destroyed too. And it has to be. The Most High has to purify that land with fire, man, because of those heathens been in that land committing all kind of abominations. Verse 21. The earth is moved at the noise of the fall. At the cry, the noise thereof was heard in the Red Sea. Behold, he shall come up and fly as the eagle. Who's going to come up and fly as the eagle? The Most High in Christ, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. So at this very moment, when this World War III is going on, and that noise is heard from all those missiles hitting Israel and hitting America, guess who's coming up? Guess who's going to be appearing in the sky, flying as the eagle, and spread his wings over Basra? And what is Basra? America. So at that very moment, even the Most High is going to be here, spreading his wings over America. And what are his wings? What the word inwardly calls UFOs, man. All right, which are the chariots of Israel. And at that day shall the heart of the mighty men of Edom be as the heart of a woman in her pains. Exactly. When these damn Edomites that's in these damn different military services, when all these regular Edomites and you damn 2/3, everybody, when they see these chariots appear, these big ass chariots of Israel, what the world inwardly calls UFOs, their heart is gonna be like a woman in pains, man. All right, like a woman giving birth. Y'all gonna be in birth pains, man. Scared out your mind. That's what's gonna happen. That's what's coming. All right. So the Most High, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, whom the world inwardly calls Jesus Christ, they on the way. Those chariots is, I'm telling you, them chariots is close to the earth. And all this is about to take place. So all you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans that can get this understanding and receive this understanding, it's time to come back to the Father, Yahweh, and his son, Yahweh Shai, and do the will of the Father, Yahweh, and cast this place behind, which is Babylon the Great. There's no more you could do in this place. This place is over with. This place is over with. All right, so with that said, all praises to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone. Honor to all the brethren out here doing the work in the will of the Father. And hopefully you were led, then you 1/3 was edified. Shalom.